Kevin Costner, the embodiment of Hollywood resilience, has spent decades captivating audiences with unforgettable performances and timeless stories. From the quiet, determined man in Field of Dreams to the fearless protector in The Bodyguard, his roles have reflected both strength and vulnerability. Born into a modest household in Lynwood, California, Costner's journey was shaped by the discipline of his hard-working father and the quiet support of his mother. Early loss, frequent relocations, and economic uncertainty carved resilience into him long before fame arrived. Every challenge, every goodbye, became a lesson in endurance. His story is not just about cinematic triumphs, but about the human spirit's capacity to rise again and again. In Costner, audiences see a man who not only plays heroes, but quietly becomes one, facing life's trials with patience, courage, and unwavering commitment. Early life in California. Kevin Costner's childhood unfolded in the working-class neighborhoods of Lynwood, California, where comfort was scarce, but resilience ran deep. His father, William, worked tirelessly as a laborer and power line technician, bringing home hands calloused from relentless work. His mother, Sharon, carried a quiet strength, her days filled with tending to family and others' needs. The family lived in temporary rented homes, moving frequently across Compton, Ventura, and Orange County as work demanded. These early years were marked by loss. His older brother Mark lived only a single day, and an atmosphere where love was protective and sometimes fierce. Costner learned from his parents' blend of discipline and quiet devotion that strength is often found in the understated, unseen moments. He absorbed the lesson that life's hardships are best met with steady endurance rather than complaint. The transient, unsettled nature of his childhood instilled in him a resourceful, reflective character. Finding a voice in adolescence. As Kevin grew into adolescence, he remained quiet, observing the world more than participating. He was not a standout athlete or a boisterous personality. Instead, he cultivated patience, a keen eye for detail, and a reflective inner life. Singing in church choirs and filling notebooks with poems, he began expressing emotions he could not yet voice aloud. Growth spurts gave him a physical presence, but the real transformation was internal. He started to recognize his own resilience and creativity. His father's strict discipline became a guiding compass, and his mother's quiet faith provided grounding. Each move, each farewell, strengthened his ability to adapt and find permanence within himself. This period cultivated the core traits that would define Costner: patience, endurance, and quiet determination. Even in isolation or invisibility, he learned to nurture his inner voice, preparing him for the challenges and triumphs that awaited in adulthood. The decision to pursue acting. After graduating from California State University Fullerton with a marketing and finance degree, Costner stepped into the predictable rhythm of corporate life. He worked a steady job, married young, and seemed to follow a conventional path. Yet a growing disquiet tugged at him. Numbers and routine could not satisfy his inner drive. A chance encounter on a flight with Richard Burton offered a subtle but powerful affirmation: the courage to pursue acting. Burton's brief encouragement provided the spark Costner needed to leave stability behind. Quitting his office job, he moved to Los Angeles with little more than hope, a suitcase, and unshakable determination. Days were spent in menial labor, auditions, and moments of profound invisibility, yet he persisted. Rejection became discipline, and patience became a practice of endurance. This decision was not a romantic leap, but a deliberate commitment to living authentically, following the quiet calling that had been growing within him for years. Early struggles and persistence. Kevin Costner's early years in Hollywood were marked by relentless struggle. He scrubbed fishing boats, drove delivery trucks, and endured countless auditions, often leaving empty-handed or invisible. Early roles, like in Sizzle Beach, USA, brought embarrassment rather than acclaim, and even small victories, such as being cast in The Big Chill, were erased in post-production. Yet, rather than breaking under rejection, Costner honed his craft, transforming disappointment into discipline. Night after night, he returned to acting classes, refining technique and learning to embrace patience. These years instilled the understanding that persistence, not immediate recognition, was the true measure of potential. Every no sharpened his resolve, preparing him for opportunities like Silverado in 1985, where his quiet intensity first captured Hollywood's attention. The foundation of Costner's career was not instant success, but the steady accumulation of skills, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to his calling. Breakthrough and stardom. Costner's breakthrough came gradually, beginning with Silverado and solidifying through The Untouchables, Bull Durham, and Field of Dreams. These films showcased his ability to convey heroism with restraint, subtle emotion, and relatable humanity. His approach was never flashy. He drew audiences into the internal lives of his characters, allowing quiet reflection and emotional depth to dominate performances. Dances with Wolves, which he directed and starred in at age 35, represented a monumental risk, mortgaging personal funds and facing industry skepticism. Yet the gamble paid off spectacularly. 7 Academy Awards, including Best Director and Best Picture. Success was not simply about fame or box office numbers. It was about realizing a vision, holding faith in stories unseen by others, and trusting in his own instincts. Costner's rise was defined by patience, authenticity, and the courage to pursue work that mattered deeply. Personal sacrifices and challenges. Fame brought not only acclaim but profound personal cost. Kevin Costner's marriage to Cindy Silva and the growth of their 3 children coincided with intense Hollywood demands, long filming schedules, and constant travel. Birthdays, holidays, and family milestones often blurred into distant memories as studios, airports, and city lights replaced home. 2 marriages would eventually dissolve, and raising 7 children across multiple households became a challenge in itself. The man who could command epic stories on screen often struggled to maintain a sense of home life. Costner faced the paradox of achieving external greatness while experiencing private vulnerability. The weight of absence, loneliness, and divided attention became as defining as his cinematic triumphs. These personal struggles humanize him, demonstrating that even those who seem larger than life navigate the same quiet trials as everyone else. The burden of success and public scrutiny. Costner's career was not immune to failure. Waterworld became a financial and media disaster, nicknamed Kevin's Gate, while The Postman earned both box office disappointment and critical ridicule. Yet, even in public humiliation, Costner remained committed to his craft. He returned to smaller, more intimate stories, focusing on human emotion and subtle narratives rather than spectacle. His reflections reveal an understanding of success beyond applause. It is not simply measured in numbers or accolades, but in the courage to persist and create despite uncertainty. Costner's journey shows that public perception is fleeting, whereas personal integrity and creative persistence endure. He understood that the spotlight can illuminate, but it can also distort, and real accomplishment lies in quiet, consistent effort rather than fleeting recognition. Legacy of quiet courage. Kevin Costner's career and life embody the essence of enduring strength. From humble beginnings to global stardom, he has consistently demonstrated that courage is often quiet, perseverance often invisible, and success is best measured in the ability to rise after setbacks. His choices reflect a commitment to authenticity over spectacle, endurance over instant recognition, and depth over fleeting applause. Beyond awards, box office numbers, or critical acclaim, Costner's legacy is the human spirit's capacity to remain steadfast in pursuit of meaningful work, even when no one is watching. In an era defined by rapid fame and noise, his story reminds us that real greatness emerges from patience, humility, and the courage to continue building a life and craft grounded in conviction and heart.